Welcome everyone to That Kind of Nerds podcast, your weekly dose of nerdy news. I am CJ Millen, joined of course by the stars of the show, Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
It sounded like you said pondcast, and now I want to talk about ducks.
Let's talk about mallards. Why can't people just understand that is a duck?
Because you're being hoity-toity and calling it a mallard.
Well, you know what? It's
is.
A mallard when it's giving you some solid advice. It's a duck any other time.
It's true. Daffy Duck, right? Advice mallard.
I've always been a Donald Duck fan myself.
I prefer Daffy Duck. I like Daffy. He's funny.
Y'all gotta be different than me.
All right, so let's start off with the biggest nerdy news of the week, the thing that we have to talk about. It's time for our favorite segment, Off the Top.
Here it comes.
Off the top, ladies and gentlemen. Brian, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk. Is it? Is it really?
It's also a little bit of let's talk about DC, and I won't shit on it as hard. So Ben Affleck, right, who a couple weeks ago said that he would not direct the Batman movie, he would only direct the Batman movie if the script was good, has officially bowed out of directing the Batman
and was pretty clear. Like, I mean, he said it was a mutual thing, but in there somewhere he was like, we mutually agreed that I can't do it the way they want it done. That's
what you mean good.
That's what
still dedicated.
That's what he said, though. Like he's saying, I can't do it the way they want it done, and I don't know who. I mean, he's talking about the studio, but like, who does he mean? And what is their vision versus his? And is it? I mean, like when this shit comes out, if people just shit on it all day, is Affleck gonna come to the mic and say, I didn't want to do this, I wanted to do X, Y, Z? Because that'd be a shitty thing to do too.
I don't think Affleck's ever done that though for any project.
No, I know, but like I don't think he's ever. It sounded like he felt snubbed. Am I crazy here?
No, you're not crazy. I'm just sad.
No. But can I get some? Do you have more? Like, have you read more than one article? Because I haven't.
No, I mean, all the articles say the same thing. He was very vague.
He was very careful to toe the PC line.
Because he still wants to play Batman.
He's also trying to not kill the movie before they even like shoot a frame of it. I'm still very dedicated to this movie. I am excited to give the best performance. I feel that it is the best way I can give the performance is to not be the director.
I mean, what the differences of opinion are. Like I'm
going to tell you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is a huge Batman fan, so he wants the movie to be good. And the studio does not, apparently.
Studio just wants the money.
Doesn't matter. They're going to get the money regardless.
Right.
Let the
so
man
they
do
don't
the
want to put
movie.
in the work for it, right? And expend the extra money on the budget. They just want the money.
They spent $500,000 on Batman v Superman. Not half, but close. After marketing and everything.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
I know, considering what they grossed.
So imagine if they can do it for less money. And Ben Affleck's sitting there going, no, I need to do X, Y, and Z because this movie has to be good. And they're like, yeah, but we're not going to give you the budget for that because we already know we're going to make 13 just on the opening day. Like, why? We can just make more money and who cares? As is typical DC, who cares about the fans and what they feel? Even the director, who was the biggest fan of Batman that has ever directed a Batman movie, get in the boot.
My feelings exactly.
It makes me sad.
Yep.
What does that go down for the rest of the DC pipeline?
I don't know.
We just talked about Flash last week too.
I've been a champion of this cinematic universe thus far, and I really like what I've seen. Isn't this a problem? That like, doesn't anybody else feel like it's a problem? It's a problem. It's a
huge problem.
I feel sad about it. I don't want to see it go to shit because I like where we're at right now.
I am mediocre about where we're at right now, and I'm very upset.
What about it, though, is the worst part of it for you, Brian? What is really making you the truest blue?
The truest blue?
Yeah, let it go. Just fucking let it happen.
If I were green, I would die?
Yeah, dabba-dee-da and die. What about this is really just getting to your heartstrings? What about this is setting up the bat signal for help?
It's just, listen, I don't know. It's just what DC has done so far is not been overly impressive in comparison to anything. It's all been a jarbled, gumbled mess. Even Suicide Squad, which was good, wasn't where it should have been.
So do you want them to bail on this?
I want them to restructure their entire idea.
Feel like
what they've done is not working.
So start over.
I feel like we're going to get a Flashpoint way sooner than we thought we would.
I don't think we need to start over. I think it's salvageable, but they need to put the right people in places like in the director's chair, and Ben Affleck was perfect.
So then who's the
but
replacement?
aren't they just more likely to just start over?
No, I don't think they will. Because they make so much money as it is, there's no need to start over.
So do you think the next one Affleck ends up directing?
No.
And if the first one does well, yeah.
In an I told you so sort of way.
Very possible. But but the thing is, this movie should have been Ben Affleck directing in an I told you so way, because Batman v Superman, as much as we do enjoy the extended cut,
I wanted the town starring Batman.
yeah, that's what it should be.
Right.
Right. I agree. I don't understand. Listen, I know I don't get paid a gajillion dollars to make these terrible decisions, but I don't understand what the hell's going on through anybody's heads.
So here's the question then. Who would be the director that would come out and say, okay, guys, I've taken up the Batman helm, where you're like, yes, okay, all right, I'm good with this.
Do you have somebody like in mind that you would
Oh, Joshua. I believe I should be directing the Batman.
I think you would be a terrible director for the Batman.
Nonsense, Joshua. I will be breaking the bat for 2.5 hours. Everyone will love it.
Just
It will make at least $600 billion. Approximately how much Bruce Wayne lost when I took over the stock market and went mobile.
just breaking bats
I
for
was
2.5.
very saddened to see that I could not break Ben Affleck. Although he seems like the studios have broken him already.
Ooh.
That's rough,
Oh,
Bane.
Bane. Thank you, Bane.
DC fans of the world, is this who you want running your movies?
Wait, who running the movies? That's my question. Who should be running
I
DC's
do not
movies?
know. They are the mystery man behind the curtain, CJ. I shall burn it all to the ground.
Ra's al Ghul, right? You want Ra's al Ghul?
Fire rises, CJ.
You know what else is rising? My skepticism for how DC can turn this all around.
Oh, yes, CJ, as it should. For this is going to be utter garbage, CJ.
All right, so let's go on to some cheerier DC news.
There's
Greg
cheerier
Berlanti
DCs?
is pitching a pilot for Black Lightning.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Fox
this. forever
passed
ago.
on it, and the CW has picked it up.
Oh, Fox passed? I didn't read that.
Fox passed, and the CW picks up Greg Berlanti's Black Lightning.
I got no problem with anything CW does at this point.
Yeah, I'm all cool, except I have no idea who the hell Black Lightning is, except his picture looks insanely awesome. So
He's a really cool
require
character.
some nerd 101 and some comics 101 onto who the hell Black Lightning is.
Okay, forgive me. Black Lightning is a character that was created in the 70s by DC. Honestly, it's really straightforward. He's got lightning powers. I really don't know what else you want to know about him.
Is this like a grown up Static Shock? Is he like
This
a
was
ripoff of
this
a
was
Marvel?
Static Shock before Static Shock, and Static Shock never had lightning powers.
Like I don't know how many people know Black Lightning.
In the comic book universe, he actually becomes Static Shock's mentor. If that makes you feel better.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to know about him. He's badass. He could shoot lightning bolts from his fingers. He's extremely smart. And in the 70s, he had an awesome disco outfit. I mean, what more do you want to know?
I want to know why the CW wants to make a show about him. Why have people? Is it a cool enough character to portray? Like, I mean, Greg Berlanti.
Sure.
I'm not going to question him. I'm just
No, it
asking.
absolutely is a cool enough character. If Static Shock can last 3 seasons on a cartoon, Black Lightning can do some right stuff.
All right.
Moving on to other very well done DC shows. Did you guys watch Powerless this week?
No, you
It
know
premiered.
what? I was just about to say it premiered yesterday, actually, from the time of our recording today,
NBC?
Friday. NBC.
It is NBC.
I didn't.
We talked about this pilot a while ago when it was kind of being shopped, and we were kind of skeptical about it because it was also like leaked in a dumb way. Brian, did you get a chance to actually
I did watch the premiere.
tell us about the show, the premise, and how we feel about it? Because I read some cool things, and I kind of like where this is going to go.
The premise is pretty much exactly what they said it was. I mean, with a little bit of caveats. Initially, we were being told it was like a superhero insurance agency, essentially, but they kind of switched it up. So it takes place in Charm City, and they actually work for Wayne Enterprises, creating all sorts of like technology to protect you against like supervillain threats and things like that.
Huh.
Like they invent Joker, anti-venom and things like that, which is really
something against the Smilex.
Right. They get you an antidote against the Smilex. It's really funny. Just the whole entire premise is funny just based on the fact that Wayne Enterprises owns them. So Batman is essentially funding his own horribness.
It's kind of like the Tony Stark Foundation when he blows up the building and he's like, send some people in there because I'm sorry. And isn't Batman related to one of the guys who's running the
so Van Wayne is played by Alan Tudyk. Is hilarious. And they are cousins. And they mention Bruce Wayne multiple times. And Van's like, I call him B-dubs. We're just close like that kind of stuff. It's very good. I actually highly enjoyed it. Thought it was a lot funnier than I thought it would be.
And Ron Funches is in it.
Vanessa Hudgens is the main character.
Yeah, tell me about...
Vanessa Hudgens plays this character who grew up in a small town where nothing really special happened, and she wants to be... I want to make a difference in the world, so she moves to the big city and starts trying to work for this company. Turns out she is the 5th person to work for this company because all the others either died or got fired or just went too crazy from the crew hating them so much. So she's like the last on the list. And she goes in there to try and make everything better. And, she's got that plucky, hey, this is great. Superheroes are out our window mentality. And everybody else around them is like, this happens jaded. Every day. I hate all of this. There's one scene where the supervillain takes over everybody's TV and laptops to announce how he's going to destroy Charm City.
Like Megamind.
Right. And Alan Tudyk is he's trying to escape out of the video. He lowers the volume all the way. He's like, this is so annoying. It's great. It was really enjoyable. Danny Pudi is in it from Community as well.
Yes.
He's fantastic in it. He's part of the crew that is just kind of coming up with these technologies, but it seems like all he cares about is what color it is. So, all
right, I gotta check it out.
Okay, this sounds really good.
It was really good. It's fantastic. They actually, what's funny is they at the end of the premiere episode, they create this device to warn you when this specific supervillain is nearby, so you can get the safety. And then they're like, okay, they take it to Bruce Wayne. Apparently, Bruce Wayne decides to fund it. And then the next thing they're listening on the radio is like, well, Batman was able to capture the Joker today based on this device that goes by this scent. And they're like, wow, that sounds a lot like our device. And they're like, man, I wish we worked for Batman. That'd be really cool.
Oh. So it's very tongue-in-cheek.
It's very tongue-in-cheek, but it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys watch it. I thought it was great. I'll be watching it every week.
And that's on the NBC, and they do it at Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Correct.
Correct, sir. I watched a couple trailers. I'm really sold. I'm glad to hear that it's actually good. Now, my other question is, do they mention a whole lot of DC villains that or are your interactions with some B-list characters?
So, I mean, the characters that you've actually seen on screen so far don't exist to my knowledge. If they do, they're not B-list. They're D-list.
Maybe E.
Maybe E-list. But they mention the Joker. They mention a couple other heroes and villains in the DC realm, just tongue-in-cheek type way. But that's about it so far. I'm sure as the series goes on, you'll see some really B-list characters like Quilt Man and shit like that. We'll see. But it was really fun. I'm enjoying it.
So going on the Realm of Cape talk on the fringes, and Brian says he will allow this inclusion.
I'll allow it.
Power Rangers made me sad today. Is what
the
happened.
final poster of Power Rangers came out today, and it included this side shot of the individual Zords and a little bit of the suits. So we get to see what the Zords look like before they assemble into a Megazord. I posted it on our Facebook page. Brian Roman, one of our fans, who, by the way, happy birthday today, Brian Roman, or the other day, Brian Roman.
No, happy birthday the other day, Brian.
The other day, CJ.
So he posted.
You're terrible, CJ.
I am a little terrible, but hey, at least I mentioned it. Come on. He was mentioning that he's a little disappointed. Josh, you said you're sad about Power Rangers. Why are you sad about Power Rangers?
Actually, I'm sad. Not sad about Power Rangers as much as I'm sad for Brian. So the dude's passionate about it, right? I mean, the things, and I've interacted with Brian Roman personally quite a bit after meeting him through the show, and it's when the dude likes something, he's passionate about it. So if he's a Power Rangers truther and it's not getting, and from what we've read, CJ, this isn't getting a lot of fanfare from people that grew up with it. And I wasn't my comment on Facebook, I think today was I don't identify with the Power Rangers at all. It was sort of a little younger than me, but I remember the pink one being hot at one point.
Yeah, it's Amy Jo Johnson, who still is very hot.
Okay, cool. That's what I remember. Like, that's what I remember. I don't know the theme song. I know there's Zords. I feel like I've seen Brian Roman post pictures of Zords and things.
He was curious about what when these Zords assemble, what they look like when they form a Megazord. And I posted the picture of the toy. Again, he was like, all right. And then he posted this picture of his self-made Megazord costume. You have to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/thatkindofnerd, to see this picture. It is awesome. And yeah, you're right. He's kind of a really throwback OG Power Rangers, and this is not delivering on that at all. But
that's what I'm saying. That's what makes me sad. When you have a chance to deliver on something that apparently a generation is all about, then you should. Here's the thing. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original one. I feel like if that would have been made wrong and later, I would be sad. And that's what I feel is happening right now.
See, I don't agree with that. And to me, I know that they're trying to go after a different audience. And I mean, I'll be honest, brutally honest. I loved the Power Rangers when I was a little kid. If you try to watch it now, even with the nostalgia in your heart, it's so campy, it cannot hold up.
But that's what kids shows are.
Yeah, I know. And what I like about what I do like about what they're doing in this new movie is they're really going after a modern audience. They're throwing back things to the old school, but they're really trying to get a new group. Brian and I talked about it the other week. And this reminds me of Chronicle. It reminds me of a really great. I mean, Max Landis wrote that movie. A really good.
I love Chronicle, and Max Landis did a great job. But
it reminds me of that, and
this
really
isn't that. Like, there's no way this can be that.
Well, let me be very clear. You're talking about Brian, and then you're talking about me, and I'm getting really confused.
I'm saying, but I'm saying it with a Y.
You need how? How
I'm
do you
saying
differentiate the
I'm
Y?
I'm saying it with a Y.
Say Brian Rome's name.
Brian.
Now say my name.
Brian.
You just changed.
Now say cool.
You didn't. Cool.
Now say whip.
Whip.
Now say Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Now,
cool
why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
Cool Whip. It's like Patrick Swayze.
Stop that.
I say Brian Roman.
Brian Roman.
Right.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm confused. Go for it.
And then we're like, "Are you hanging out with Thornton?" I'm like, "What, Brian?" Yes. See?
I'm just saying. CJ was like, "Oh, I feel bad for Brian." I was like, "What did I do?"
No, because CJ doesn't say Brian.
Right. CJ, you need to learn to differentiate the Bryans.
It's clearly different.
So anyway, I'm very excited about this movie. I can understand why some people who are purists are a little in a twist about it. However, I know they're going to plunk down money to go see the movie. It looks really good. I mean, Bryan motherfucking Cranston as Zordon, that's a ticket right there. Like, you've already won. Shut up and take my money.
He didn't say it.
The Zords are just so different. See, I didn't say that. Right I didn't say that one the right way either.
Nope. No.
Anyway, it's
I literally thought you were about to say something to me for a moment.
He didn't say it right.
Does he spell it the same way?
Bryan Cranston.
He spells it with a Y.
Anyway, I'm stoked enough to see Bryan Cranston as Zordon. Is that enough emphasis on the Bryan this time?
That's better. It's
perfect.
Clearly, that was with a Y. I heard it.
You've already got my money. Yes, they're taking a departure from the source material, and I'll be honest, I don't really care. It looks so good. I'm already on board. I'm already there. So I guess maybe I'm the outsider of the Power Rangers fans.
Bryan Cranston got him there, is what I heard.
It's true. Yes, and Bill Hader.
Also Bill Hader. All right.
Can't hate on Bill Hader.
Because Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, or like.
Yeah, because of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
I'm just checking because that's where I like that's how I like my Bill Hader. I like my Bill Hader with a Flittis Mittifer. That's how I like my Bill Hader.
Oh God, there's a leak in the boat.
Gets
me every fucking time.
I love those movies.
So that ends our official talk of Cape Talk, ladies and gentlemen.
The talk of capes.
So
now ended.
Long Cape Talk.
that was a long Cape Talk. It's a big Cape Talk. But now we have a little bit of Who talk that we have
Hey,
to talk
for
about.
you non-comic book fans, you've just listened to a lot of Cape Talk.
It's at least 20 minutes of Cape Talk.
It's a lot of Cape Talk.
But there's Who
So
news?
some news out of Doctor Who.
Yes.
Peter Capaldi has officially said that he will be leaving at the end of Series 10.
Yes.
Hallelujah, I can start watching again.
I
Yes.
hate how excited you two are about this.
No, look, so all right, season 8 was rough. It was rough.
Didn't even finish it.
It was rough. You
Haven't picked it up since.
you get to like him. You do. It takes a while,
Yes, it does.
but you know where it was, and I swear to God, I'm not joking about this. It took me until the Christmas episode.
Wow. Wait, which one?
The
The one that just happened, the return of Dr.
yeah, the two husbands of Dr. Song or whatever.
Oh, okay, different one. Okay, the first Christmas episode he did.
This one, the one
The one that just happened with the superhero.
no, not that one. The first.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Right,
it took
his
me-
first
it took-
Christmas episode.
It took me an entire year, even after his finale. I was nope, and then the Christmas episode, yes, right, and you know what? I was coming around a bit in the confessional. I was coming around,
Right, yeah.
but that last one sold me, and then series 9 has been good.
See, for me, the biggest drawback to Peter Capaldi was having Clara around for longer than she had to be.
Well,
Okay,
that
just
wasn't
stop.
Capaldi's
Just-
problem. That was
No, it wasn't. But
that
I
was
mean,
Stephen
that's a
Moffat.
lot of people a lot of people didn't like the Capaldi series, the seasons, because the Clara plotline was pretty convoluted. Brian, why are you excited? You wooed as well, and I'm hurt
Because
by
I
your.
only watched the first 5 episodes of season 8.
Oh
and I
no,
hated
you
all
have
of
to
them.
push. No, you have to go to the end.
You have to go
Yeah.
past more episodes
You
than that
have
with
to.
any new doctor.
I don't
Brian,
with
have
any
to
new
do
doctor.
shit.
Here's what, and I had a problem, right? And then here's what I did. I thought underneath the Peter Capaldi shit is my doctor. He's under there. He's in there. He's there somewhere. Matt
Always
Smith is still there.
I get
so,
that.
But you do.
I just
But when you watch to the end of series 8, you start to see him.
okay.
You
Doesn't
have
matter.
to watch.
It's off of Netflix now, so
You can watch it on Amazon Prime.
I own it. I bought it. I own it all. I have to. I have
Okay,
to.
so here's the question.
I have to have it.
So there's obviously a lot of people floating around. Hey, who's going to be the next Doctor Who? I mean, there could be a female. We could finally have a ginger.
Idris Elba.
I was just about to say, who are you hoping?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Make him Bond or make him who? I don't care. Idris Elba.
What about the guy from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them? Eddie.
No.
Eddie Redmayne.
No.
Yeah.
Redmayne.
No Redmaynes.
No.
He's too.
You don't think it would be pretty great to have a ginger doctor finally?
He's too
Yeah, it'd be
big.
nice.
He's too big. He's too big.
He is too big now. I mean, the guy's
Tilda
won 2
Swinton's
Oscars.
also a name floating around for that
he's-
too.
Who?
Tilda Swinton.
Oh no, she fucking creeps me out.
So
Gabriel the Archangel from Constantine.
she was also what's her face in Doctor Strange.
She was Gabriel the Archangel from Constantine. I don't want to ever see her again.
Okay. Okay, so here's the question I have for you two,
It's like a
Capaldi
human
haters.
with no eyebrows. Ever. Why? How does she not have any eyebrows ever?
I don't know.
Well, it's
They're just so white with angelic snow
It's
that they just blend into their
disturbing.
skin.
It's
Oh,
disturbing.
language in the wardrobe reference.
so disturbing.
I picked up what you're putting down, Brian.
Uh-huh.
So let me ask you a question: as two Capaldi non-believers, what are you expecting from your next Doctor? You're expecting the anti-Capaldi? What are you expecting? I don't
Matt
want a
Smith.
person.
Matt Smith.
I know there's a rumor that Matt Smith is
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith,
Somehow-
Matt Smith back.
Matt Smith.
That's
Matt
okay.
Smith.
Hold
Matt Smith.
on. Because now we're losing people.
Matt Smith.
Now we're losing people
Matt
for
Smith.
certain.
Oh, but not David Tennant ever again.
No,
But-
absolutely not. David Tennant is done. He
But-
did his job. He's done.
But Matt Smith.
Yes, I would love to see Matt Smith come back.
But Matt
Who
Smith.
wouldn't?
Matt Smith.
It's probably not going to happen.
Matt Smith.
That's like asking Dean Cain to be Superman again. It's just not going to
Matt
happen.
Smith. And all right, but if not Matt Smith, then at the very least, Matt Smith.
That's right. Since you guys were not big fans of Peter Capaldi and you are huge fans of Matt Smith, besides Matt Smith, Josh, what personality quirks or what thing would pull you back into the Doctor?
I need the Doctor to be the Doctor. I need him not to be pissy and not to be a grandpa.
But that is literally the first Doctor. The very first Doctor is that.
I don't care about the first Doctor. I care about right now. I don't care about anything else. I want him to be formidable. I want him to be dashing. I want him to be confident. He got there. He got there at the end of the series. End of series 8. He got there.
Right. Brian, what about you? What personality quirks, what thing would pull you back into the Doctor?
If they could clone Matt Smith and name him
Matt Smith is not the answer. What personality quirk though? What was the personality aspect of Matt Smith's Doctor that you want to see?
I don't know if
again?
I can answer that question because I haven't finished watching Capaldi.
I just said all of the things.
And I agree with Josh with all of those things. So
See?
When in doubt, disagree with Josh.
No, I'm not in doubt.
I mean, at least then you'd be right.
Right. I would love to see.
Grab
I
a
would love
plate
to see
of
someone a
toast.
little
He
more.
would fling it out the front door, and he would go and stay out to the toast. And that's what I need from my
That's
Doctor.
very true. I would love to see someone with more Tom Baker feel to him, who was a person to be feared when it's time to be
I
fearful.
have no problem with Tom
but
Baker.
highly like philosophical at moments too.
I've got no problem with Tom Baker, and if
Hell, I want to know why he's the curator. What the curator means?
well,
Someone
I mean,
answer that
frankly, if Watson weren't Watson, I'd want him to be the Doctor.
Martin Sheen?
No,
What's
see, that's
his
why I didn't say it, because it's not Martin Sheen. It's something.
No, it's
Martin
not Martin
Freeman.
Sheen.
Martin
question.
Freeman.
Martin Freeman.
If
Martin Freeman.
If Martin Freeman weren't Watson, I'd want him to be the Doctor. But he can't be the Doctor because he's Watson.
But he's done rapping. Because he's Watson, he can never be the Doctor.
Well, no. I think. Oh my God, I think he'd be an amazing Doctor. But he's too big. He can't be the Doctor because he's too big.
Too big. All right. If you stayed along this long to too much Doctor Who talk, I mean, I feel like we should make a commemorative pin. For
I
you.
think there's an issue if you've stayed, because I like these guys. I'll put up with the Doctor Who talk. If you're not actually watching Doctor Who at this moment, I need you to go to thatkindofnerd.com. I need you to read Doctor Who for Beginners, and then I need you to watch Doctor Who start to finish immediately, if not sooner.
So on to some other news that it's a little different than what we've been talking about. The father of Pac-Man has died at age 91.
Did he die of a pellet overdose?
That's what happened right there was the noise. You
My
gotta
joke was
wonder
better.
if that was his like death knell, his death rattle. Was it that?
Wow. Wow.
Hey, look.
We joke because we care.
He did a great thing, but look at guy was 91. Like
I mean, big bucket of win.
I'm not sure.
I'm not necessarily surprised.
I'm not sure we can be like super sad about a guy 91 dying. He did a wonderful thing, and when he died, I wonder if he made the dying noise. Brian, what's the dying noise? Did he make that noise when he died?
That would be awesome.
That's what I want to know. And if he didn't, then he didn't. And, I'm sure somebody's sad, but that same somebody who's sad is going.
Do you think that
but you know what? He was 91.
Do you think that he saw some ghosts but took an extra large pellet and they ran away for a little bit and he bought a year?
See, I think that's too far, CJ.
Oh, that's too far?
Wow.
That's too
really
far.
Insensitive.
Pretty
CJ.
disrespectful, actually.
God damn it, CJ.
That's the straw that breaks the
This
camel's
is why
back.
we can't have nice things.
Yeah. I mean, saying he was hallucinating and taking drugs.
Seriously.
I probably just defamation of character is really what we're left with. And that's, I was celebrating a life, and you basically said he's a piece of shit who took drugs.
Is that what I said? Okay.
That's what you did. That's what I heard, Brian. Is that what you heard?
I heard and was deeply offended by those remarks.
That's what we heard. And according to you, we're the stars of the show. That's what we heard.
Indeed. We are the stars of the show. Who gets top billing?
You do.
Oh, that's exciting.
So, on to some movie news. Diego Luna has been cast for a remake of Scarface.
Huh.
So let that sink in your brain.
From what? So I heard. I'm letting it sink in. Now listen. I do not. Let me figure out a way to word this. I like Scarface, but not as much as other people.
Fair.
I'm not a huge fan. It's a good movie. It's not the Holy Grail like some other people hold it up to be.
No. Wait. Wait. What?
It's not a Holy Grail.
No. Who?
Whoa. Wait. Lois?
This is not my Batman Cup. Who thinks it's the Holy Grail? Like, even a crime movie? No.
A lot of people.
It's not The Godfather.
A lot of people put this
like
right by Godfather.
No, it's not.
Right next
not
to The
only is it
Godfather.
not The Godfather, it's not Goodfellas. Like, it's below Goodfellas.
We're
There's a
not the
lot
people
of
who believe this.
disagree with you, and those people do not want to say hello to this little friend.
They no, I don't have any problem with people disagreeing or being wrong. They're absolutely entitled to being wrong all the time. That's fine. I don't also have a problem with a remake of Scarface. It was set in a time. Like, it's kind of hard.
Let me tell you what they're going to do then,
Yes,
Josh, because the remake is envisioned to be a modern day retelling of the rags to riches story of an immigrant.
It's impossible.
Where they're going to move it from Miami to Los Angeles.
It doesn't matter where you can't move it to LA.
They're going to move it to
ridiculous.
LA.
The problem,
And he will be Mexican for the remake. He will not
This
be Cuban.
then what is he selling? He's not selling cocaine. Not in LA. They actually, believe it or not, they did a modern day remake of Scarface, a rags to riches tale. They did.
Yeah?
It was called Breaking Bad. It was on AMC. It was a guy that came from nothing and became power hungry and crazed. This story can't, is it resonating yet? They already did it. The modern day Kingpin doesn't exist. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Daredevil beat him up in an alley.
I was thinking more, anyone with a profile that large can't avoid social media.
Yeah, they got to be on Snapchat. Just be like,
No, not even them.
Yo,
per
let me
se,
put the right
right?
filter on all my cocaine, man.
But anybody, look, the thing about Pacino and Scarface was that it was the 80s and you could have all this notoriety and still live in a vacuum. And that's sort of what the drug counterculture was in big cities, right? That's how gangsters got their fame, was because nobody knew anything about anybody, right? It was all stories. If you want to remake Scarface, do me a favor, remake it in the 80s. It's possible. We have the technology. You could do that, right? Costumes, not that big a deal. People make movies every day that are set.
hey, look at Stranger Things. They're in the 80s.
Yeah, you can make it just like that shit. Like, it doesn't need to be fancy. But if you're going to remake Scarface, do me a favor and don't try to make this guy escape social media. He's not going to be able to. And guess what? If he's on social media, he's not much of a drug kingpin. He's arrested. I've got problems, right? Look, the shit that happens. But you know what? Nobody knows what goes on behind the scene, because those dudes, nobody's live, Facebook live.
No one's tweeting, yo, meet me on the drug,
There's
meet me
no
on the corner,
live
man.
tweeting coming from the spot, the re-up. It's not happening. I got problems with this thing.
Brian, so now you've heard it's a modern day adaptation. How do you feel?
Bad.
What do you feel worse about? Not having Ben Affleck as the director for Batman, or a modern day telling of Scarface?
Yes.
All of the above.
Yes.
Yeah, I was on board too until we saw the fact that it was.
I will be on
day.
board for a remake of Scarface if they censor it like the cable version of the original Scarface.
Like a made-for-TV movie kind of thing.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the censored version of Scarface?
No.
It's fucking hilarious.
Let's make it a Lifetime movie and tell it from Michelle Pfeiffer's point of view.
That's right. I got high on my own supply. A Lifetime story.
I just had that conversation with Laura. I swear to God.
About lifetime or getting high on your own supply?
About never getting high on your own supply.
No, you can't leave it at that. Please elaborate.
She cracked open a box of Girl Scout cookies that she did not order. And I said to her, don't you know you never get high on your own supply? I mean, it was clear. I mean, Ice Cube told us, and then Biggie repeated it. We all know. But there you are.
What I just heard is Laura is Michelle Pfeiffer.
She's my Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's not bad.
You get your own goddamn Michelle Pfeiffer.
I do have my own Michelle Pfeiffer.
Well, whatever.
Brian, you get a Michelle Pfeiffer.
I don't know where to find a Michelle Pfeiffer.
Ladies, just for the record, it's Brian at thatkindofnerd.com.
This is also not Tinder. This is a podcast. Can we
Swipe whatever the appropriate direction is on Brian, please. Now it's time for our new segment where I ask these two fine gentlemen for their tech perspective on a few issues I've seen around the internet. The first thing is this. There is a application based out of the UK where you can take a picture of a car and their license plate and report them as an inconsiderate parker.
Yes.
And if they can dispute it, they will dodge a ticket, but if not, they are charged a ticket.
Fucking pig parkers. Yes. Yes. 1,000,000%. Shut up and take my money. Can I pay for this?
Is that the name of the app? Fucking pig parkers?
It should be, because it's based on a Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You know what I mean. You go to a place, you park, and there's a pig parker. You can't... I saw a Honda Civic take up 3 parking spaces yesterday.
Holy crap.
Right? A Honda Civic took up 3 parallel parking spaces because the way the guy parked wasn't such that any sedan could get in the front space or any SUV could get in the rear space.
It's like a smart car could fit in it, but that's about it.
That's what I'm saying, right? The guy was taking up 3 parking spaces. 3!
That's impressive.
It was enough room.
New high score.
He parked in a spot that was like enough room for 4.5 Honda Civics. I swear to God. It was insane. Only if 3 other Honda Civics showed up could they have parked in the amount of room that he parked, is what I'm saying. It was a giant problem for me. That's where I'm at with that.
So here's how the app works, right? If you take a picture of this and you submit all the information, they are issued a fine, right, if they're found guilty, of the equivalent of $75.
Yes.
This raises to $125 if
the next time they're an asshole?
If it's not paid within 14 days.
No. It needs to escalate.
I agree. It should escalate
in severity on the amount of times they are an asshole.
Now, here's the catch to it, Josh. Right now, the way that it's being deployed, it's only available to people who own like the parking lots or people who own the businesses, and it's directly in front of them, and it's impacting their customers.
But think about the application for people in apartment complexes.
Oh, I agree. Oh, absolutely.
Just apartment complexes alone, this would be huge. Hotel properties. If I could fucking report every asshole that took up 2 spaces with their fucking Lexus IS 250 like it's anything more than an entry-level piece of shit, no. For every time I couldn't park because there was a Lexus IS 250 in the spot. 2 spots.
Well, you need to move to Wales. That's where this is happening.
Right now.
So we just need to import this, and we just need to make this a thing, because this is you're absolutely right. Apartment complexes, places where you have designated
malls,
parking spots,
shopping centers,
absolutely.
Giant, think about all the giant. Every place there's a Target, it's impossible to navigate. This
absolutely
is perfect
because of D-bags like that.
I need this app right now.
Well,
you know what? I don't need this app. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to start taking pictures of people's license plates and posting them publicly.
Just posting them publicly.
Oh yeah, every pig parker I park next to, I'm creating another Instagram account, and I'm just posting pig parkers. I'm going to call it pig parkers if I can. I'm going to try. We're going to see. I'm going to work on it. Fuck these people. Hey, look, listener, if you're one of them, stop listening. Because you're ridiculous. or just go back. You know what? Go to your parents and tell them you failed them.
Wow. Go into the doctor. Sit down.
As a human being.
Just point in and say, I need a page 1 rewrite right here.
Yeah. You need a page 1 rewrite, Pig Park.
All right, this is a really cool thing. I'm very interested to hear your perspective on this, guys. They're not a sponsor of the show, so hey, free advertising for these guys. Truebill is a app that you can download on your iOS device, and coming soon to Android, because that's how the world works, where you can link your bank account. They have a secure connection. I'm not going to go into the whole security part, and it will look for subscriptions that are open on your account and help you cancel them if you don't want to do them, or in some cases even renegotiate fees and things that you have. So for instance, I had paid a DirecTV bill and they said, hey, we could renegotiate that fee with DirecTV and get it lower for you. And also your Xbox Live subscription is renewing. You should get this one instead because you're spending too much money annually on Xbox Live.
What do they charge?
Absolutely, positively nothing.
How do they get paid?
When they help you renegotiate for some of these things, they'll probably do some kind of fee.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What do they charge?
I don't know. I didn't ask them to renegotiate my thing because it wasn't my bill, so I didn't.
Hang on. You said they're a sponsor of the show now?
No, they are not a sponsor of the show.
Oh, okay.
Free advertising.
Great. Okay,
so
cool.
Truebill will let you do this. So I canceled my Xbox Live subscription with them because I don't play Xbox Live anymore, and I was paying for it monthly. I shouldn't be doing that.
And you do that for free?
Do it for free. It even walks you through this.
You got an email confirming your cancellation.
It walks you through the steps as to how to do it. It says, do you want to call? Call. Do you want to go to the website? Go to the website. You just do it.
They don't do it for you.
They don't do it for you. You have to go through the steps.
That's what I'm asking.
But they go through your bank account and they look at anything that's subscription based and say, do you want this? Do you not want this? Let's show you how to get rid of it.
I got a problem giving them all my
Well, no, that's so. I mean, they have all the. I don't know the actual security behind it, but they have the same security protocols that your banking app does. And if it means anything to anybody, it's IETF 256-bit SSL encryption.
I don't do Apple Pay. What makes you think I'm going to use this?
Well, no, I don't think this is for you. But I think this is so. But I do think it's very interesting for a couple of reasons. First, I have a ton of subscriptions.
Right.
On my cards that are recurring. You know what? I have a recurring subscription, and I see it, and I go, I got to cancel that.
Never do anything about it.
And I don't, and it just keeps cycling.
And they'll send you a push notification when one of those is coming up.
So I like this very much. Even if it's a kind of thing that saves me, I pay convenience. I swear to God, I pay a convenience fee to my bank because I was advised poorly by a bank manager, and I opened the wrong kind of account for a fantasy football league to house the money. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So every month I pay $10. I've had this league. I've had this account for 4 years. I pay $10 a month because I was advised poorly. I've called about it a few times. They cancel a bunch of fees. It takes an hour on the phone. It's awful, right? I'm still paying because it's too much work, literally too much work to get a credit or to cancel it because all of the shit that banks make you do.
Right.
This sounds fantastic.
Yeah. For me, this also found the CBS All Access that I was paying for. I thought I canceled it. I didn't. And, it's $5 a month. It's not something that you notice on your monthly statement. And I was like, I thought I canceled this. I could have sworn I had canceled this. And it let me cancel it. And then I reached out to CBS. So I'll see what's going on with them and maybe giving me a credit because I really could have sworn I got a confirmation for it. So it's really cool. For your edification there, Josh, the average Truebill user, according to them, saves about $512 a year.
I buy it.
Yeah, well, it's a great way to just take back your time, right? Stop getting hit with little things, and it's a good kind of nerdy thing to do to kind of know what you have because there's Xbox Live, PlayStation, Netflix, Hulu, all these things that you pay for monthly that maybe you don't need to anymore, or something that you want to change or reevaluate, or just know that it's coming because sometimes you just forget if you get a 3-month subscription when the 3 months is.
I'd like to know what they get out of renegotiating something.
I think they get some kind of cut out of the company.
I'm sure they do. What I'm saying is I'm challenging you at this point to figure out what they get.
I'll look into it.
You do that.
You can go to their website, which is truebill.com. You can learn more about their security if you're concerned about putting your banking information into there. I did, like I said, personally try the app. I thought it was pretty cool. Again, they're not sponsoring the show. Just, hey, I thought it was a pretty cool service, and I'd like to get your guys' perspective on it.
I'm with
Is Brian still breathing?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's there.
okay.
There he is.
He's moving.
Rubbing his face, his eyes.
So, Brian, during your free time, I heard that you are playing Resident Evil. You are not the only person that I've heard about playing this game. How is it? Is it something I would play? I've heard this is a harken back to the original, like, Resident Evils.
I have been playing Resident Evil 7. I picked it up when it first came out on the 24th. And I've beaten it 3 times since then.
You've beaten it 3 times?
Yeah, I played it once, normal, just doing my thing. Took me about 8.5, 9 hours to get through. Freaking creepy as hell. And it was really well done and, like, very good as far as, like, being, like, on the edge of your seat, but not being, like, dumb zombie scares or, like, just overwhelming jump scares or anything like that. It was very well spaced out, very good gameplay, very interesting story. I was really engrossed in the characters and everything. It was really, really freaking good. To the point where I was like, all right, I'm going to play it again and I'm going to get the second ending. And I did. And I ran through it real as fast as I could. And then I realized I get more cool shit if I beat it in under 4 hours. So I played it again and speed ran it. And just barreled through it. I beat it in 3.5 hours. I was super proud of myself. And I'm now playing the DLC that just got released. That's how good this game is. Like, I paid $60 for it. I've played it 3 times. I'm playing DLC. I have gotten my money's worth out of it already. And I still kind of want to play through the story again because I have awesome new items. And there's a hard mode that is really hard. That's all I have to say. It was a lot of fun. Very creepy. Very... I would definitely put this on the same level as the original, like Resident Evil 2. It's that good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like on that level. It's very good. You should play it.
I may have to pick up. I wasn't a fan when the Resident Evil when the Resident Evil video games kind of went to more like Call of Duty shooting style, and it wasn't necessarily horror and things like that.
Not this.
Yeah, I kind of fell out, and that's what everyone's been telling me. It's going back to its roots.
Guns are hard to find. Well, not hard to find,
but they're not like everywhere.
Ammo is scarce. Like, you got to be careful. You got to be good. You can't just like spray and pray. You've got to be calculated with your shots, and if you don't, then you need to hide.
Wasn't there a zombie game on the Wii U that had a mode that like hardcore mode, where you only had enough bullets to kill each zombie with a headshot, and there were no extra bullets? Yeah. Be an interesting thing to play. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I have it on Wii U if you want to borrow whatever.
I would need a Wii U, so, you know.
Okay, I have a Wii U.
You can borrow Brian's Wii U. It's got an inch of dust on it.
It's not doing anything.
It's not doing anything right now because I've been playing Resident Evil 7, and if I'm not playing that, I'm playing Overwatch.
Yeah, he's actually, and also hasn't taken a solid dump in months. He's waiting for the Nintendo Switch. And he's just going to spend a week in the can.
I would love to if all the pre-orders weren't already sold out. There's no way I'm getting the Nintendo Switch to launch.
Did you see, and I'll post the picture in our show notes so people can find it. There is a picture of the Nintendo Switch next to the Wii U, and how damn thin that thing is.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
saw that.
Half the size of the Wii U pad.
Yeah.
Yep.
That console's going to be great.
Anywho, Resident Evil 7, play it.
So, CJ, I think before we wrap up, I'd like everyone to tune in. In the coming weeks, we're going to be reviewing Sneaky Pete, which is an Amazon original, on our other podcast, Hey Did You See? It stars Giovanni Ribisi and Margot Martindale, Bryan Cranston. It's got, well, I think the story's fantastic. I talked about it a bit when they did pilot season a couple years ago. This is one of the ones that got greenlit. So I want everybody to check out Hey Did You See? We're going to be reviewing Sneaky Pete with our friend Craig Newcomb. It's going to be a pretty solid show, I think.
And you can find Hey Did You See on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get podcasts. It's also in our show notes on the bottom, so be sure to go ahead and give us a subscription there. This way you can just get them right away in your podcast player without having you to do a darn thing. So that wraps up this week's nerdy news. I'd like to thank Brian and Josh for joining me, and you, the fine listener, for coming along for this ride. Thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. Go check us out on thatkindofnerd.com or on Facebook or Twitter. Just search That Kind of Nerd. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you again next week.
You know, that boy at the football stadium had a lovely voice. This is not going to be lovely at all.
Bane, this is the first time you and I have ever really agreed on something. I don't know.
It feels very odd, CJ. I do not like this feeling at all.
I don't like it either.
Fuck you, CJ.
This is ESPN for nerds.
This is ESPN for nerds. Nah, 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 do a deer. No, it's do a deer. It's do a deer.